And we're live.
All right. Hey, how's everybody doing? Happy Thirsty Thursday, everyone. Oh.
We are officially live.
We are officially live.
Are you alive?
I'm alive. We got Sandy and Gord here from the Spoons, folks.
I'm Wax.
Hey, we were going to intro with their song. All right. Hey, how's everybody
there we
doing?
go.
Happy Thirsty Thursday, everyone.
Something's
Oh.
playing through there. Hang on.
Oh, no.
That's me. That's
Is
me.
that you?
Broke my own rule. Jeez.
Guys, it's a special Thirsty Thursday because we were just going to go ahead and rock it with the Spoons here tonight. How you guys feeling?
Good.
All right.
A little
You
scared.
can't hear me because I'm saying.
You're freaking me out here. No. We were ready for anything.
He's ready. They've been ready for a while. They don't want to leave the microphones, guys. So here they are, folks. What are you going to start out with, you guys?
Let's do old emotions.
All right, somebody's got their phone volume.
please.
Somebody's phone is on.
Somebody's phone's on. Maybe is that Monty? All right. And people will notice out there, we got a slight change in format tonight. People can actually see me this week. So don't be alarmed.
Do we have to hide these, or it's okay?
No. And drink away. So I'm going to be popping in and out of the shot this week. So
Gonna get a Coors sponsorship, maybe. No.
can actually see. All righty.
Want to do something?
We got John Murphy says, hello, Sandy.
Oh, I know John.
You know John?
I know John.
Are we gonna take questions and stuff like that?
Sure.
Requests, questions.
If people have questions or requests, we'll certainly be watching the chat feed, and we'll let you know what they're saying, asking.
Okay. Absolutely. Sure. Do you want to start off with a question or something, and then we'll sort of segue into a song?
All right. Well, here's the first question I'm seeing on my screen.
Oh, what do you got?
All right, fess up. What does Monty have on you to get you here? That's from Sean Furlock.
Something we don't know about this show, or what?
We got leered in.
So he doesn't have any dirt on you.
Oh, no.
All right.
I've got no dirt. No dirt at all.
All
You
right.
might later, but, you
We're-
know.
And during the after show.
Yeah.
Yes. Somebody says they're not hearing anything.
Uh-oh.
Yes. I need to know if that's true. Can people hear us out there?
I had something on him.
Well, let's not play a song if it's going to be like miming or something.
All right.
Okay, so can they not hear? Can they hear now?
Can somebody confirm?
That we can hear.
Here's a guitar.
I'm hearing it. See? So
Okay.
somebody's just having problems.
All
Maybe
right.
it's just you. Maybe just you on the air, and we're just standing here.
We can just start miming.
Yeah. It's not you, it's me. Yeah. We're going to have to break up now. All right.
Jeez. Okay.
I'll get out of the way here. I will get out of the way.
Do a little 80s intro. Give us some of that 80s reverb. Please no dancing. You should dance right there.
People might know this one.
You smell from your perfume. For a girl you knew long ago. On a holiday weekend. Oh, oh, and you know that you're there once more in some forgotten store, or from your private library of things that you remember. Then it comes back again, those old emotions, and it brings back those old emotions. You smell from your perfume screwed up my words. On a holiday weekend, oh, oh, and you know, whoa, 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 that you're there once more in some forgotten story from your private library of things that you remember. Then it comes back again, those old emotions, and it brings back those old emotions. Then it comes back again, those old emotions. Wait for it. 1, 2, 3. Those old emotions, and it brings back those old emotions. Then it comes back again. Then it comes back again. Those old emotions, yeah. Old.
These guys still got it, right?
That was awesome.
Now we're just old and emotional.
What was that?
They ever played this before?
Yeah, what song was that? That was
Sounded familiar.
that was super awesome,
No, it
guys.
sounded,
Thank you so
sounded
much.
phenomenal, guys.
Get on that mic there, Mr. Monty.
Lanissa Cooper.
She says, I can't hear you.
All the way from Pennsylvania. Guys, way to go. Big kisses and hugs. Look at all the thumbs going up. My favorite page, please. Trina Inwood. My favorite page?
My favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't rehearsed that one acoustically.
From the library,
I don't remember how to play it.
I put my book beside the
She's
table.
got so many songs stuck in her
That's all,
head.
that's all they know. It's a hard one. It's probably the least sexy rock song ever. It's about reading books. Like it's getting lost in a book.
That's crazy.
There's no sex, no drugs, no rock
Ronnie,
and
is
roll
that your
in
volume?
We got.
Whose volume's still up?
Is that mine?
It's not mine.
No, mine's down. I can hear somebody's.
I'm
It's
hearing
picking up.
somebody.
Picking up on somebody's. Come on, who's doing this?
It's all right.
Hey, can you give us?
He had some rocking
My
headphones back
headphones were sitting right there.
We got a little
Nice.
crowd building in here. Is there any way you can give us more overall in the years? Like the whole mix? Yeah.
So you
Please.
each have a master volume.
I don't know
now.
which one I am. Just turn it on to. Is it? Not that much.
I'm number. Oh,
Oh, we just went from like America to the band
Yeah.
to like Kiss or something there.
don't kill
Oh
them.
yeah, that's much better. Yeah, no, okay.
Check.
Okay, so sorry, I didn't mean to take your mic away from you, but we've got
What do you got?
Bad audience member.
so many people commenting. I can't even keep up with them.
Oh, I know.
Love you guys, everybody. Oh my God,
Well, we want a question.
1 in 10 words. Everybody just wants you to play.
Yeah.
All the songs we didn't prepare. We can do a little bit of all the songs that we didn't prepare. Well, I'm sure, why not?
Let's do a medley. Let's do a medley.
Yeah, we'll do that later. We have
Can
to
you
change
write
We
one?
can do 1 to 10 possibly a
later?
little bit later.
We brought a different bass for a different key
Okay,
thing.
well then,
Awesome.
But we will not forget these.
just play whatever you guys have next. And next time, folks out there, tell them to send us their questions.
Yeah, feel free to write in questions. So I'll read a couple here. We got Tracy Hartman, big hello from Exeter.
Yep. I know
and
Tracy.
Tim says Tim Tyron.
These all your friends?
from Baltimore. This makes
Tim
me
Tyron.
happy.
Yeah, cool.
And then we got one from Lanissa. We read that one. Sean Cullen, hello from Acton.
Sean Cullen, he's famous, isn't he?
John, yeah.
Sean.
And here we go. We got Stephen Holmes. Sounds great watching from Edmonton.
Right
Oh,
on.
nice.
And Sandy Nakati says Waterline.
Ooh, Waterline. We can do Waterline for Sandy.
Sure, we can do that one.
So, yeah, keep those comments and requests coming on. I'll keep reading them out best I can. Richard says hi from Sprucedale.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
yeah. If you
Let's
guys
do
wanna-
Waterline. This song, I tell people everything that you do, whether it's a song, an album, a video, or they're all kind of little time capsules of a certain time in our lives, for the band. I don't mean like the lyrics of the song, but what was going on at the time in our lives.
Right.
You know? And Waterline, we recorded in Wales, a place called Rockfield, and we were
A place you can pronounce in Wales. That's awesome.
It was up on a hill, and it was a castle and sheep, and it was right out of like The Hobbit or something, right?
Nice.
So when we play the song, you can smell the sheep. That's right. You can smell the sheep. That's. Let me start. Give me that reverb. There. Oh yeah, it sounds like we're in the hills of the.
Smells like sheep.
Singing in the castle.
The ancient druids. There is a corner in her heart where everything always shows up in the end. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. The memories just rise up to the top on the waterline. In her hurricane mind, and the submarines keep surfacing to the waterline. The man can see it in her eyes. Something drowned in there long, long ago. Under the big waves out at sea. When it comes up, I really wanna be there on the waterline. In her hurricane mind, and the submarines keep surfacing. Yeah. Waterline, at the edge of love, I swim to you on the waterline, deep in your heart. And every day I build the boat to get to where she swims alone on falling waves I cannot reach. So every day I wait, and the submarines keep surfacing. Can you smell the sheep? There is a corner in her heart where everything always shows up in the end. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Oh, on the waterline, in her hurricane mind. Submarines keep surfacing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Too much sheep. On the waterline, at the edge of love, I swim to you. On the waterline, deep in your heart, I swim to you on the waterline, at the edge of love, I swim to you on the waterline, at the edge of love. I choked on a bit of wool there. I did.
Beautiful.
That sounded phenomenal, man.
the beer's for. That's what the beer's for. Thank you.
All right, now Rhonda Anderson looks like she's watching from Fresno. Richard Taylor, north of Huntsville. Debbie
Fresno.
Rose, hi from Aldershot. Hi, Sandy from Cleveland, Ohio, says Scott McLean. Richard Taylor, you missed it. Old Emotions, they just played that.
Yeah.
Those are really good questions. Hello?
Yeah.
That's not a good question.
Well, here's a question. Did Gordon say smell the sheep?
Yes, he did.
Yes,
I did.
That's the question. Pete Belrose says hi, everyone.
You had to hear the precursor
Yes.
to the story.
If you came in halfway, it would be wrong.
Tracy's requesting Romantic Traffic.
Of course.
Of course.
No, actually, we don't play those songs anymore.
They stopped requesting those years ago.
Yeah.
Marty from Waterloo. Incredible to see you live again. It's been a while since the Pink Playhouse outside of Owen Sound.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like romper rumor. Pink Playhouse? You're supposed to dress up there or what?
Now, I don't know if it's a paid comment. Mark Hartman says Sandy Horne, greatest bass player ever.
Well, thanks, Mark. Marky Mark.
All right, let's see if we can get
He's a friend of mine.
a request or a question.
Jeez.
Everybody's just giving them love.
You guys have questions for us?
I actually have one for you guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
me what?
What,
Nope.
outside of 80s tunes, what is your favorite tune to play?
Like other people's songs, you mean? Or?
Yeah, like just even another artist, or what is one that you just kind of gravitate to?
Jeez. Well, I don't know. There's I like new music. I really am not a retro guy. You know, I don't listen to the '80s station, and I don't like anything.
Oh,
that,
I do.
I will always love Oasis. You know, because they're
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
like I like to be one of those brothers and fight all the time and bash heads and. I always
Coldplay. Another
Coldplay,
great
the
band.
Verve, those
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
You can tell that it's a lot of British music, and that's where we came from even before the Spoons, right?
Yeah.
It's all progressive British bands,
Right.
whether it's Genesis or so on. And then in the '80s, same thing: Simple Minds, Ultravox, OMD. It's all the Brits.
Yeah.
And people thought we were a British band for a while, right?
Yep.
That's the way we approach things.
It was like a hint of Joy Division in the early stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love
It was
those guys in
very
New Orleans.
dark, because we didn't care about getting airplay. You know, we're a bunch of stubborn kids. We're gonna be ourselves and screw the industry and the society and whatever.
We're going to play how we want to play.
I got a couple questions for you guys. Okay, so you guys met in high school. Is that the idea?
That wasn't the idea.
You guys, no, yeah.
It
no,
was
you
the,
guys.
It was the design, buddy. It was the design.
You guys met in high school, and you guys formed the band from there.
Yeah.
And
I played trumpet. He played sax in the high school band.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You guys have been best friends this whole time. That's
Yeah, yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Now,
awesome.
do you still play trumpet and sax?
They didn't bring it.
My embouchure isn't quite what it used to be.
So you guys decide to make a band. You start writing original songs.
Yeah.
And putting it all together.
Well, before the Spoons, like I said, we did progressive music, and there's no feature in that really, Right. And all of a sudden, new wave happened. And I said, "Oh, there's possibilities here." There's
Well,
bands like Simple Minds were like one step because I hated most of the '70s, like regular music, like the Eagles and the Beach Boys. I mean, I didn't connect with that at all, or disco and all that stuff. I wanted something darker and deeper. I would listen to like Uriah Heep and Old Sabbath and that kind of thing. So when new wave came, there was poppy new wave, but there was dark new wave.
Yeah, that's right.
Echo and the Bunnymen and you know
The Smiths.
Well, I noticed that.
Flying Lizards and
I noticed
Two
that
Boy
in
Army.
Some of your arrangements with the darkness of the keys coming in,
Mm-hmm.
the synth sounds and all that. It's like gives it a really warm feeling at
Oh,
the
totally.
same time.
Well, I
as
mean-
well as being dark.
We've gone through so many changes to show you. Well, let's do a little bit of Red Light, which is off our very first album when we didn't care about getting radio airplay.
Okay, cool.
And that was totally out of like Joy Division, Bauhaus, that kind of thing. Very minimalist. Give me a low D. I was like, we're reading out of tune, eh? That'll not. It's live. Who cares? 3, 4. I didn't even sing yet. I just sort of talked like William Shatner. That's it. Red lights. Free man's world. Green light. Woman. Never thought we'd do this acoustically. Red lights. Freaky. Free man's world. that's where we started.
And that was dark.
You know what I trace our roots back to, and I was so pleased to see this. I come from a European background, mostly German, and I was never really proud of like Oompa music and Lederhosen and that nice thing. But I think some of the I read an article. I think it was you're not even paying attention. You just are we on air?
Yeah.
It was like I don't know if it was
We're always paying attention.
It was like New Yorker magazine or Rolling Stone. They said the most influential band of all time is not the Beatles. It's Kraftwerk, especially in modern music. Even hip hop, everything traces back to that. I don't believe that's altogether true, but I think that's where we kind of come from, sort of those sounds and sensibility.
Yeah, well, what I noticed about the earlier stuff, well, all the way through, is that you guys are using drum kits and synthesized drums and stuff like that. You didn't hear that all that often, and that there's a real uniqueness to you guys.
It was really new when we were doing it at the very beginning. We had the 808 drum machine, which is kind of the granddad. Disappeared. Now it's
big time.
Yeah, now
I dreamt of having one of those.
I tried so hard. My license plate, I couldn't get 808. It says 080. I was so close. But that was seriously. That's the reason why Nile Rodgers wanted to work with us. He came to see Culture Club in New York City.
Yes, I read that.
Yeah,
in your bio.
Imagine that after the show, a bunch of kids, and there's a knock. These guys want to see it. It's Sting, probably the biggest rock star in the world at the time. And Nile Rodgers, one of the biggest producers in the world, wanted to tell us how great they thought we were. Because they went to see Culture Club. He didn't really like them. And I met Nile Rodgers 2 years ago, and he was telling the story to a crowd of people after the show. He was touring with Chic and Duran Duran because he just done the Duran Duran album. I'm talking too much. I'll get to the point.
Okay.
Anyways, so I'm backstage.
I haven't actually heard this one.
No, I actually got to go on stage. My fiance, we got on stage with Niall, like right in the middle in front of like 18,000 people at the amphitheater.
That's awesome.
Afterwards, went backstage, and he said, come over, and he told everybody the story about how we met. And this is one of the best compliments I think we've ever gotten from somebody like Niall, who was just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Everything he's done everything from Madonna's, Duran Duran,
David
Let's
Bowie.
Dance album, Bowie, and
Right
now he's working with like Lady Gaga and Pharrell and people like that. But he, this is what he said. He said went to see Culture Club. He wasn't that impressed. We came on. You're talking about the drum machine drum combination. You'd never seen that before, and you thought it was the coolest thing.
Yeah, right.
He was said in front of everybody, "How's this for a compliment?" He said, "Yeah, those guys were the shit."
Yeah.
Now Roger said that about us. We're the shit.
That's awesome. No, you guys have had a fantastic career, man. Like
I love
the
it.
music is.
You know what?
timeless. You still hear it on the radio nowadays. You
I
know
think
what I mean?
people like Niall, anybody, because we were always the most amazing musicians, but we always did something different enough where really talented people like Nile Rodgers or Danny Langlois or all these people wanted to work with us
John
because
Punter.
we were sort of cutting edge and different than because
Yeah.
we were fighting the system. We didn't want to be
Exactly.
like everybody else.
Yeah, you were different. It's
And even
awesome.
your videos back, like that was the thing I was going to bring up was the 80s kind of had that feature too where we had those videos. They got the feel of who the band was and what the band was all about just by the look and the style of the videos. So I think that had a real key effect on
Big time.
kind of getting your message across about who you are.
Especially with a video like Nova Heart,
Yeah.
which is like so anti-rock and roll, like standing on a swing in a tutu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I think we confused a lot of
Ballet
people.
shoes.
Yeah.
Like, what this is like, but overnight everybody knew without a doubt who we were,
Yeah.
Right.
that we were different. And
Yeah.
I have a question. You guys had found romantic traffic in the TTC subway.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
was that like?
it was a bit challenging because there's lots of people down there.
And it was not like they stopped the subway for us by any means.
Well, this is it. Did you guys just go shoot that?
No,
Like,
no,
was
we had a
there-
rep from the
you
TTC
had
with
to go
us.
get all
Yeah,
kinds
we
of-
had
yeah.
a representative of the TTC following us. And if we stopped traffic in any way, like if
The crowd built up.
we had to wait till after 9 a.m. when all the students were in school and then be done before 3 before they started leaving school.
Wow.
So we wouldn't start problems in the subway. And,
Yeah,
and
that makes
clogging
sense.
the
But every time a
subway.
crowd would build, okay, next station.
Yeah.
And then eventually we just started using some of the audience like in the.
Yeah, I noticed at the end.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Can I say one thing about that
Sure,
romantic
sure.
traffic video, guys? Is that we're this gal right here?
Oh, I know.
I was like so into.
You could have been
that
if you
video.
had posters out. You
was
could
like-
have been on the wall. I can tell you that.
It's true. It's true.
What
And now she's in my basement, folks. I'm standing right here beside.
Should we do that song now, maybe?
Yeah, I'm just going to read out a quick comment, though. I like it. Laura Steinke Flug says, "You guys are the best. Your music got me through a lot."
You know what?
Aw,
That's
thank
one of the
you.
nicest things we hear. Like, we spend at least an hour and a half after every show like doing meet and greet kind of thing. Some people don't like doing that. I love it because
Yeah.
we connect with and hear those stories. Like, I met my wife at your show, at the first kiss at this. We got,
I lost my virginity.
yeah, totally. And, and sometimes you
There's
help me.
Lee in the gutter.
Oh, was that out loud?
No, it's not bad. No, and help us through dark times or difficult times. And if that's true, that's amazing.
That is
Right on.
I feel good about that. So thank you that you told us that. Romantic Traffic, by the way, was on the very first episode of Much Music. That's how it all
That's
began.
right.
It began with Welcome Much Music. We have videos by Duran Duran, Howard Jones, and the Spoons.
That is
and the rest
incredible.
Right on.
is history. Yeah, that's how
cool.
old we are.
That's so old.
You can cry, you can applaud, you can...
So very few people can say that.
All right, so we got like
We're going to do it.
dozens of people here. I'll do it. Just don't sing louder than us.
Okay,
we,
yeah.
we did a show like that recently, and we're playing. I keep hearing this really out of key background vocal. Who is that? It's not one of us. I'm like, who is that? It turns out the MC had kept his mic on. He was backstage singing along. He didn't even know he was on. He's like, drinking.
Okay, we want everybody at home to sing along with it too, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Everybody do your
You know all the words.
And I'll read one more comment here before we go. Mike Stafford says, I remember your CFNY Christmas concert in '83. Talk to your parents as balloons bounced around. They were so proud of you all.
Wow. And that whole balloon thing, which was also in, I think, the City TV thing we did from the concert hall with
yep.
Michael Williams, that balloon kind of led to the orb in the Romantic Traffic video. You know the thing she holds? I think that's what,
Nova Heart.
Nova Heart, yeah. Yeah. We'll get to that later.
All right.
Okay, all right.
Keep sending in your comments and questions. We'll do our best to get through them. We can't read them all. We'd love to, but
Live here on Thirsty Thursday.
Here we go.
Okay.
all right, here we go.
2, 3, 4. His chains and lanes, sees his chance, he passes up ahead. She's losing him in romantic traffic, a place with no signs to tell you where they're going to. I think you guys are louder than us. She's chains and lanes, a bit too slow. Someone hits her from behind, and she finds new love in romantic traffic, a place where dreams turn off and on like the street lights. Are we ready? Here we go. In romantic traffic, romantic traffic. I'm driving in romantic traffic. In romantic traffic. All right, you guys might do it by yourselves. Here we go. In romantic traffic. That's pretty good. Give us one more. In romantic traffic. Yeah, yeah. Romantic traffic. One more time. Come on, everybody at home. Romantic traffic. That was like barbershop there for a while.
Fantastic,
Doesn't get any
guys.
better than that.
Fantastic. That was great.
I wasn't ready to sing.
We
but
learned a
now-
lesson there. Keep it simple. I was actually in the studio trying to think of words to put there.
Now,
I would have ruined it. And Nile Rodgers went, nope, stop there. That's a hook.
That is it.
That's
yeah.
what I heard about that song. Is that you?
Wouldn't that have been terrible? Like, I don't know. Like,
What would you
look
have
at her, she's so, whatever.
Keep the do-do-dos there, Gordon. Sounds better like that. Just do that.
Okay, it's you, not me.
Something's out of tune.
Ooh.
You're playing that.
I
game.
couldn't tell. She was giving one of the stink eye looks. I'm like, is that me?
Hey, as a drummer, I remember
So
the
while-
days sitting behind the kit, waiting for the guitar player to tune his guitar every bloody time. We had to do a new song, and it was like, now they got these new tuners. It's incredible.
I'm just did you hear the bass in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not hearing my bass very well. I'm hearing mostly the
Yeah, I turned it up a little bit, but then it started to clip, so I brought it back.
So these guys have a bunch of shows coming up. Sandy, do you know all the dates and all that on the top of your head?
Well, I can bring them up on the screen. I've got June 2nd at the Beach House, but that's sold out.
That's
Yes.
one of the few. We don't do acoustic shows that often, but that is an acoustic. And a lot of storytelling behind the song. People seem to like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then the 9th is a public one, right?
It's Harmony Square in Brantford.
Yeah,
Yes,
Brantford
very
outdoor
good.
thing,
And
city.
then,
There's some is in between, but we do some private things. So you cannot get in. No, unless you know somebody. What else there? It's the next July
And then July
1st
1st
in
in Port
Credit. August the 18th in Woodstock at the. I think it's called Cowapalooza or something like that. It's an outdoor.
Yeah, you said something about that upstairs.
Yeah, it's us and April Wine.
April Wine.
Nice.
I'm actually flying back that morning of the show from Belgium, doing a show with the other band I'm playing with. We'll talk about
We'll talk about that.
And then August the 20th at the band shell at the CNE with Member of the Hats. That's going to be a fun one. There will be other shows coming up. They're the only ones we can. Sometimes, it's really bad these days. You can't mention things because of radius clauses.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
where can people
By the
go
way,
to
Sandy has like a 2-foot radius clause around her. So stand,
Yeah, stand back, Mont. Especially after that romantic traffic comment.
So where can people
I'm
go
standing right
to
beside her.
find out where you'll be playing next?
Sandy, what's the best place? Usually we on our Facebook, our Twitter, our
Our webpage.
yeah.
So I'll put up your Facebook page. So you can just do a search for the spoons, or you can go to Facebook.com.
Well, usually when you put the spoons
thespoons.ca.
You will get collector spoons, like those little.
Uh,
Seriously, they
I
get
bet.
they got most of them.
Well, then we
bet.
need to make a set of collector spoons for you guys.
Yeah, we don't. Some bands have bobbleheads.
We should be broadcasting from the
Do
kitchen.
collector spoons,
Right?
you know?
We can do that.
We can
Yeah,
do
we
that
should be in
after.
the kitchen.
We'll do that after.
We were thinking of doing a tour of the kitchens across the country. Seriously,
Seriously?
contest
Acoustic.
winners would get us in their kitchen as long as they make us a nice breakfast. Yeah.
Well, you're welcome in my living room. I have a Facebook show we do out of our living room on Wednesdays. You guys are more than welcome to
No,
join
but it
us.
has to be in the
on Wednesday.
kitchen.
It is in the
It's
kitchen.
kinda-
It's in the kitchen
Kinda
and
like
living
my
room
place
slash.
is.
It's open concept.
Is anybody still listening out there? Or are they
There's
tuning in?
tons of people out
What
there.
are they saying? They want some questions.
First saw you in Binghamton's Park in Kitchener when I was 18. I was working the New Year's concert. Huge crush on Sandy. Thanks for all your music, David Davison. Jennifer Smith says, hello to both Sandy and Gord. I now have my 4-year-old son listening to me.
Right.
A new
That's what I
generation of
like to
listeners.
New generation of listeners.
Bring
That's a
that.
cool thing about this music that kids like it because a lot of new bands sound kind of like 80s bands.
Yeah.
We're listening to on the way in. Who was playing? It was Yukon Blonde.
Oh,
I
yeah.
played that song Saturday night to Mike Score, the Flax Seagulls, because it sounds just like the Seagulls. Same keyboard sounds and rhythms, and it's great that it's coming around.
Yeah, it is.
We have a good example how things come around. Working with Nile Rodgers, we did a song with them. Well, there's a song that came out 2 years ago that he did with Daft Punk. It was a number one hit around the world called "Get Lucky."
Yeah.
Obviously, he produced it. He played guitar on it. He's in the video. And exactly 30 years before that, he did one of our songs. And we want to do a little mashup of the two, and you tell us if we deserve a big fat
Okay,
royalty,
cool, yeah,
check.
do
Because
that.
actually, I called him about it, and we just laughed and laughed.
Yeah.
Never talked to, the thing is, we all borrow from somebody else, but it's kind of cool that 30 years later, the same vibe and groove and all thing, so we'll do a bit of that song, and then we'll do ours, and you tell us, what you think.
Okay. Good.
Like the legend of the phoenix, all ends at the beginning. The world just keeps on spinning, the force of love's beginning. We come too far to give up who we are. Let's go to stars and I come to the stars. She's up all night with the sun. She's up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night to get lucky. We're up all night for the sun. We're up all night to get some. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. Tell no lies.
Here we go.
Tell no lies. What do you think?
Nice.
Tell no lies. Tell no lies. I know. You can tell my word around like a ball on fire. I know. So try to be fair. I knew at this game of trust. Tell no lies. Tell no lies. Tell no lies. No. Tell no lies. No, tell no lies. 'Cause I believe every word. You wanna play bass? Give us some drums. Help us out. You can clap along.
Oh my God.
I know. You can take me for a ride, and I wouldn't even know it. I know. I'm vulnerable, but what can I do? I'm new at this game of trust. Yeah. Tell no lies. Tell no lies. Tell no lies. No. Tell no lies. No, tell no lies. Tell no lies. No, tell no lies. 'Cause I got a few of my own.
Oh my God.
With your help. That song seriously needs drums to keep it together.
Oh, it
You
tightens
guys
it
are
up.
fu-
Yeah.
you guys are fucking
You can
awesome.
say it. That was the shit.
That was the shit. That was the shit.
Yeah. And it was funny because I'm watching Sandy, and Sandy, she's wanting to get right into it. too,
Get right into it,
And
like,
she's
make-
controlling herself. And I'm going,
My drums were out in the car. I should have brought them in.
Should have.
That was fantastic, guys.
But
Way
I
to
love, I
go.
love that segue. How you segued between the two was so seamless. That was like it's bang on. And I was watching your chord progression, so I'm like, you're pretty close to being right
Close
on that
enough.
one.
But, you know,
You can schmorg them together.
Niall's our friend. Niall's our friend.
Oh,
Now-
you got lots of fans out there, Sandy, that bass playing.
Yeah,
Holy.
George Roche says Sandy Horne is the first female Canadian bass player.
What does that mean?
First,
Do you
first
mean
known
best?
one.
First known one.
I would
known.
say.
Kind of made a mark.
Yeah.
Really, there was nobody at the time except for who? Tina Weymouth
Tina
from the
Weymouth,
Talking Heads.
yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, in the meantime, there's Aufdermauer. Is that her name? Aufdermauer? Played with like Hole and.
But again,
Oh,
they
yeah.
weren't named out there bang
Not
bang
yet.
bang.
No. I think Sandy was one of the first, and even her, she's now sponsored by Spectre Bassist, and she's the only female. Are you the only female? Or
No, there's more.
Okay, tell the story though, because when we did the police picnic in '82, Sting had a white one of these, which is an amazing bass, a Spectre bass, and Sandy got number 2 because they're handmade back then, and you recently put on the roster of Spectre users.
Yep.
And what?
What?
You have an honor there that nobody else does. But how long you been?
Oh
in it?
yes. Apparently, as far as being the only playing specifically Spectre, like other bass players, I'll play other basses, but I play specifically Spectre. So I've been playing since 1983. So I'm kind of like the longest standing, only straight Spectre player.
And it's a
That's
gorgeous
pretty
There
bass,
you
too.
go.
And that included Bernard Edwards of Chic, who was one of the top bass players. He, played on all those sessions.
And I was introduced to it through Niall because he didn't like the bass I had.
That was Bernard, his bass player.
Yeah, and when we did Romantic Traffic and Tonal Lies at the
Power station.
Power Station, that's right, in New York, I got to use the pink Spectre.
Oh, yeah,
Bernard.
right. I remember you saying
Famous
that on
guitar.
on the vinyl.
But I think it suits your style of playing a bass, though.
Well, the
Like,
neck is really small, so my hands are small,
Oh,
so I can
yes.
noodle around really quite
Yeah.
nicely. Whereas playing a Fender, if I put my hand on there, it's like playing a tree trunk.
What is that stand-up bass that you played? When we were in the
It's,
80s
well, you
nights?
see, now I can get away with that because that's a Steinberg.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
And
And
this-
she
and
plays
the-
it like this.
And this is an NS for Ned Steinberg. This is an NS Spectre bass because the pickups are designed.
Right. Because
And-
the
and
tone
the-
in that thing was
yeah.
just absolutely.
So I'm allowed to
phenomenal.
play Stanley. That's my stand-up
Stand-up,
bass.
yeah. Stand-up.
Stanley, my stand-up.
Well, here's a related question from Chris Dodgson. Who influenced Sandy to play bass? Because it was a male-dominated industry. Did you have like an influence?
Yeah,
or
him.
reason? Well, there you go.
Sandy, pick up the bass.
Well,
We're going.
No, okay. So what happened was we were on a school trip to Arnprior, Ontario, to play for another high school as the whole high school band of Eldershot. And I played trumpet, and he played sax. And on the school bus going to Arnprior, I had picked up the acoustic guitar, and I was in the front playing folk songs like Olivia Newton-John. And yeah, pretty much. And Gord was in the back, doing Robert Fripp and Genesis riffs and everything. And eventually, the 2 acoustic guitars got to the back of the bus, and he said, "Here, play the root notes so I can
Right.
do
Yeah,
some
go like,
lead." It's probably it probably was the most words he ever spoke to me at that
I was
time.
painfully shy back then.
Yeah. And
Really?
then the drummer at the time in the high school band and Gord were in a band called Impulse, and they said, "We don't have a bass player. You want to play bass?" And I went, "Sure." I'll
You
go
were like 14 at the time, right?
Yeah, I'll go ask my dad.
That's my dad if it's okay. That's cool. That's a
That's
cool.
pretty
Dad's
much how
thinking, "My daughter
it was
wants
not
to
on the
play
top
bass."
of my list. I'm going to be a bass player. It just sort of happened.
Well, thanks for that question. That was a good one.
Waka 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 Masters. What's that actually mean?
I don't know.
Actually got a kiss from Sandy out of the bus window behind the Roxy for my birthday, January 26, 1985.
How do you remember those things?
Yeah, like that.
Out
It was a good kiss.
Out of the bus window.
Scott
Was
Hunter.
it a drive-by
Scott
kiss?
Hunter says, "Wow,
Nice.
hi
Well,
from
I got the finger from Gord back in 1983 one time when I was at a red light, I think.
I was at the police picnic in '82."
So were we.
Yeah.
Debbie.
Yeah, they remember
Debbie
it?
says,
Wow. It was cool back then. We wore all white like we did in the Nova Heart video, and it was a good thing because it was
warm.
No, because from way back, you could see these 4 little spots going. Imagine we weren't black, we maybe hadn't have made it.
"That's fantastic. I think everybody wants you to play another song." There's like a ton of people viewing. Thank you guys so
We don't
much.
have much
for
time,
tuning
do
in.
we? We have like 2 more songs. We should definitely do Nova. Can we do arias and symphonies? Because
You can do whatever you
whatever
guys
you
want.
Yeah, you're.
Can you switch basses, Sandy?
Go long
You
if
want to
you
go
want.
arias now?
Yeah, I think so. We'll save Nova for the last song, I think.
Okay, cool.
Arias is very cool because it's like the least likely song you think we could do acoustically.
Right.
But it works so
Because I didn't think you
cool.
guys were going to pull that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
out. So
Yeah.
I got
It
it.
sounds like musical theater. It's really dramatic. And
Can I ask you something quickly though that we talked about? that we talked about upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your drinks?
It's the the group that you're playing with now.
Yeah, Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah,
It's
you're
since
doing
October.
Flock of Seagulls. Like,
You're touring
check
like
it out.
crazy.
Yeah, it's unreal. Like I haven't announced it. I'm going to announce the actual tour soon, but it's like we've been doing spot dates, but the actual tour starts in July, and it's like all North America, including Hawaii and Alaska and the South America and Europe, and the thing is, we're talking about the resurgence of the '80s. Even Flock of Seagulls guys, like they've never played this much as now since the '80s.
Is that right?
The next year is already booked to be twice as much. It's outrageous.
You guys are gonna have no sleeping, no downtime, right?
No, just, like I said, I got to do something. I'm doing like London, England, 2 days later Belgium, and the next morning I have to take the 6 a.m. flight to make it back for the time change. 11:30 to do our show in Woodstock. Stuff. It's just I love
insane.
it.
Well,
Do it while you can, right?
We'll put it this way: every time Spotify gives me a daily mix, it's all '80s music. So I just love listening to it.
Hit us up, guys. Play us something up. Oh, I love that bass.
3, 4. Ours and Symphonies, the musical. Is it hard to be the kind of man you want to be? Options not left open, playing games for the benefit of those who watch. Determined this one will turn out right. Not like his mother and not like his wife, but right. Not like the women he knew in his life. Arias and symphonies, music to his ear, little boys in harmony, pouring their hearts out. Arias and symphonies, ringing in his ear, everything's arranged before it is played. Is it hard to be the kind of girl you want to be? All options not left open, playing games just to pacify her dear old dad. Determined his baby turns out right. Just like his mother and just like his wife, right. Just like the women he knew in his life. Arias and symphonies, music to her little girls in harmony, pouring their hearts out. Arias and symphonies, ringing in her ear, everything's arranged ahead of the game.
That was wild. Way to go, guys. Way to pull it off.
Way too many chords in that one.
There was a few.
That was fantastic. I still can't believe that the spoons are in my basement. This is
Now,
insane.
I do have another quick question.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever come to you to cover one of your tunes?
But there was
out there.
no. Johnny Hollow did Nova Heart.
Oh, yeah.
And it was on the Lost Girls.
Okay.
Yeah,
episode.
remember the show Lost Girl, the
Awesome.
TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Vampire cop show?
Yeah,
It was on the
that's cool.
season finale, and he's holding her mom by the hand, but to drop her off the railing or something.
Dramatic effect.
But it was a different version. Johnny Hollow is pretty local. Are they from Kitchener?
Cambridge area.
They have a
yeah.
female, it's a very gothy, they have a female singer and cellos through like echoes.
Wow. Now I got to
Very
now I
dark
gotta
and
look for that.
creepy.
Yeah, you have
Everybody
to
go
look for it.
Google that.
It's very
Johnny
cool.
Hollow's Nova Heart.
Excellent.
But we've heard versions. You go online and see all these versions. I've seen a heavy metal band do "Walk the Plank," and yeah, there is. Yeah, there's even a South Park of Old Emotion somebody did.
Yes, I seen
Yeah.
that. I
That's
seen
right.
that.
That's why I asked
seen
you.
that. That was funny.
Because
And
when I heard it, I was like, gee, I wonder if they know they're actually using that.
Then there's a Bollywood movie like from that used Nova Heart for
Parts
the
of our
beginning
video,
of
yeah.
the beginning, and they actually have like the Bollywood dances, but then they'll have like a scene from one of our video with like the kick drum or
Really?
The
yeah.
ballet slippers.
I'm just telling you the weird ones. And there's an arias and symphonies thing out there done with all hand puppets of like composers like Beethoven and like and they're running through.
We're going to have everybody Googling like crazy right now.
Wait till after the show, then Google.
What was the inspiration for that song?
You know what? That's kind of like our brick in the wall.
Okay.
An aria is like a solo piece in the middle of a big symphony or something, so where the individual stands out. So it talks about boys and girls having to, fight to be themselves, despite what their parents tried them to want them to be, and the teachers want them to be, and everybody, so that's kind of like the brick in the wall kind of theme,
Awesome. That's cool.
We want to switch. Yeah, but we'll eventually get to the next song. We'll have to switch bases. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
What am I doing now? Am I switching?
we're gonna do Nova Heart for sure. Yeah, we got to do.
Well, I got a.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna do the
we only got
newer-
5
are you
minutes
gonna do
left,
the-
right?
You're going to do the newer version? Well, you got to remember, we're
We can,
internet.
we can go long.
We can do whatever we want.
I got a couple of comments I'll just read out while we're doing
You don't think we
Facebook.
have
there
more?
we go.
We have another one of these right after. No,
Well,
this is our 10th one today.
my good
They've got an autograph signing session,
Little
a
horse.
session.
my good friend Laura Lang is watching, and she says that she went to high school with you, Sandy. Which is Laura Lang is her
Oh,
name.
yes.
Yep. So she said she went to high school with you. Chris Dodgson says, love that the passion to play is still there.
Yes.
Kate Dixon, so glad to watch, listen to both of you up close and personal. This is so much fun. My fiance's watching. She says, great show. And let's see, Rob Saunders.
You're out of the doghousing.
She knows where I am now. I'm outed. Rob Saunders says, was privileged to work with you in the early 80s. You sound as good, if not better, all these years later. So great
he
to
worked.
see you
He
so
was
well.
one of our crew guys. Right? He was.
Love it.
It's nice to meet those people again after all these years. When people thought the '80s was over, and always it's not. So when we play, everybody comes back. We're all good friends. Back
That's
then,
good.
A lot of competition in those days, like
Yeah.
between other bands. Like
Yeah.
Glass Tiger and Planet Bomb. You go, oh, my
Yeah.
hair's better than your hair.
Bigger than your
now, we,
My
now,
hair is better than your hair.
so now when we meet at shows, it's like, you're alive.
How are you? How you been?
I heard you were dead.
I am dead. I'm a hologram. I don't know.
Hey, don't laugh. I had that line one day. So
Thank you guys so much for coming in here tonight. This is so cool. I'm so glad we've got so many people who are like really getting.
People are enjoying this, yeah. So thank you so
people
much.
are really enjoying this.
Thank you.
I think there's a need for this stuff, right? To hear this music and get people out. And
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially stripped down like this and the stupid stories behind this.
Yeah, no.
No, I think it's
exactly, yeah.
great.
Because sometimes people put these big, huge, grandiose stories behind a song when all of a sudden it was just you guys were riding on a bus one day or something,
Yeah.
and you went, "Hey, this sounds really good."
Yeah. Gives hope for the rest of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, should we do Nova Heart then?
Yeah, please,
Please do.
New
I'm sure-
version, the one you guys did the other couple
Yeah,
weeks ago?
it's so cool. We can do this. I've done this song with, we have remixes like the dance step versions we do live. We've done it acoustically. We've done it with a 3-piece rock band. It just works any possible.
Anyway.
We did it with the symphony orchestra a few times. We did
that was a lot of fun.
Last New Year, Canada Day.
Yeah, I got to play. Okay, I'm playing bass with 4 other stand-up bass players playing, and in order for them to play my bass part, they had to split it into 3 parts.
Wow.
No, were you playing Stanley?
Nice.
Playing
No, I
this?
was playing this bass because they were already doing the stand-up.
Actually,
bass.
Rob Pruce, our original keyboard player, was he arranged it. This conductor. I don't know what symphony it was, but it was for Canada Day, so it was to the fireworks doing magic.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Magic.
That's fantastic.
But now you're going to get the campfire
version.
Version of it.
hot
Right
dog,
on.
hot
The
dog,
best
and
version.
marshmallow version.
We're gonna get the Monty version.
Can't wait to hear this.
3. Architects of the world, I walk your streets and live in your towns. Temporarily, architects of the world, you served us well until now. Soon we'll be on our own. And I'll sleep in your love heart. As things come apart, and I'll rest in your love heart. At ease with the thought that this never won't burn out. These guys want to dance. Gentlemen of the world, I read your books and look at your art. Hesitantly, gentlemen of the world, you want to educate our young. What's in the way? There'll be a meadow, and I'll sleep in your noble heart. As things come apart, and I'll rest in your noble heart. At ease with the thought that this never won't burn. Sleep in your noble heart. As things come apart, and I rest in your noble heart. At ease with the thought that this never won't burn out. And I sleep, and I sleep. Yes, I sleep, and I sleep. Yes, I sleep. Hey, you cut off our reverb prematurely.
Oh, I know.
I hate that when that happens.
I was so into the music. I'm like, oh my god, the song just
Go to
hit.
commercial.
We forgot all about it.
A
Guys,
word from our sponsor.
that was fantastic. Way to go. I didn't know
That sounded
Nova
incredible
was
like
gonna
that.
come
Hey,
across like that.
I got to tell you guys because every time when I'm watching you guys play, I just want to be behind the kit because their tunes are ingrained in your head.
Yeah.
Me first,
I
buddy.
want to jump behind the kit and go, I'll join you. You know what I mean?
That was fun.
No, that was awesome.
Great,
awesome.
guys. Thank you guys so much for coming in here.
It was great.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun.
It's a little warm down
It's
here
a little
tonight.
warm, yeah.
It's a little clammy out.
It's the light.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie here.
We're not drinking it. We're not drinking enough. So, guys, are we ready to? You want to play another song?
I'll just give you some outro music.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Does everybody want to come on and say goodbye?
Oh, we ending the show already? Boo.
Well, I don't know whether if they want to play more, we could. But
Oh, I'm just loving this too much.
all right, okay, yeah, I know. Me too.
He's loving the '80s thing is what he's loving. But we're loving it too, and thank you guys for coming out and being a part
Thank
of
you.
it.
Thank you,
it's
Lee,
so
for
awesome.
for
Same
streaming
here.
this
Like
tonight,
what a
man.
great combination between the two, the simulcast and all of this. And
Thanks, Greg, for
And this is what it takes to put it all together. Everybody,
absolutely,
so,
guys.
you
Give it
know.
away for the spoons, everybody.
Yeah, say hi.
Have a fantastic weekend, everybody.
And get out and enjoy
Support
their shows
live
this summer.
music.
Yes,
Yes.
live music is very key, and we keep losing more and more, but you guys keep bringing it more and more.
We'll
so
never
right on.
stop.
Thank
Never
you, guys.
stop.
Never stopping.
Thank you guys so
Right
much.
on.
Such a pleasure having you guys here.
Thank
tonight.
you.
Good night,
Take
guys.
care.
All right. See ya. See you next week.